What's going on? This is a crazy frog! This is a crazy frog!
Hi listeners, welcome back to Boiling Frogs. What's going on? Here are some today's headlines. Cleveland is seeking to buy 2,000 sets of riot gear, including riot control suits and collapsible batons, as part of the city's largest move to spend a $50 million federal security grant for July's Republican National Convention. The city also wants to buy 310 sets of riot control gear. The city last week began ramping up its public process to spend the RNC security money approved by Congress last December. The city also has sought to rent about 3 miles of interlocking steel barriers. The convention, scheduled for the week of July 18th, is expected to attract 50,000 visitors to Cleveland. As part of its security plan, Cleveland is organizing a police force of 5,000 officers. The city is in the process of recruiting officers from surrounding suburbs and elsewhere to bolster its existing force of about 1,200. Mayor Frank Jackson's administration told City Council last month that the city plans to spend roughly $30 million of the federal grant on personnel and $20 million on equipment. The delivery deadline for the equipment is June 15th. Cleveland City Council President Kevin Kelly recently told Cleveland that council hopes to hold a public security briefing with federal officials sometime in March or April. All right, in AP, U.S. stocks mostly lower in early trading, banks and tech fall. U.S. stocks are mostly lower in early trading as the market comes off a 3-week winning streak. Banks and technology companies are posting some of the biggest losses. Chip maker Micron Technology sank 5%. Energy companies rose along with the prices of oil. A bank warning. The Bank for International Settlements warned of a gathering storm as central banks run out of room to stimulate their economies. The BIS chief economist, Claudio Borio, said investor confidence in central banks is faltering. The BIS is often referred to as the central bank's central bank. ECB in focus. Investors are anxious over a policy meeting of the ECB on Thursday. They expect further stimulus from the central bank because inflation across the 19 countries Eurozone has fallen back below zero. That could include a further cut into negative of the deposit rate from -3% and an expansion of its bond buying program. North Korea threatens preemptive nuclear strike on South Korea and U.S. North Korea threatened indiscriminate nuclear strikes against South Korea and the U.S. mainland as the two allies prepared to kick off large-scale joint military drills on Monday. The threat to carry out what is described as a preemptive nuclear strike of justice was made in a statement by the North's powerful National Defense Commission, citing the Supreme Command of the Korean People's Army. It came just days after leader Kim Jong-un ordered the country's nuclear arsenal to be placed on standby for use at any moment, in response to tough new UN sanctions imposed over the North's fourth nuclear test in January and last month's long-range rocket launch. The National Defense Commission described the annual South Korea-U.S. military exercises as undisguised nuclear war drills that threatened the North's national sovereignty and vowed an all-out offensive in response to even the slightest military action. Under a military plan ratified by the North Korean leadership, any strike would not just target operational threats on the Korean Peninsula, but also U.S. bases on the mainland and in the rest of the Asia-Pacific region. If we push the buttons to annihilate the enemies, even right now, All bases of provocations will be reduced to seas in flames and ashes in a moment, it added. All right, folks, well, there you have it in a nutshell. Hope you're enjoying your day, and we will just catch you later with some more news. Have a nice afternoon. Bye now.